Hey everyone, welcome in to the members only Thursday live. And so I'm going to do things just a little bit different. We're going to use two different decks today. These energies are pretty intense. They're pretty frazzled. I don't know if you saw the post that I put on the community tab about the astrological transits playing out today, but we got a couple very intense square aspects. Mutable grand cross. We've got fixed energy coming through. Hello, Tanya. Welcome in. And so I'm using a new deck. I went to Indigo yesterday. I had to go to Windsor with my daughter, and we always pop in at Indigo, and it can get quite pricey. But I grabbed a few new books, and I grabbed a new tarot deck. And so I've been wanting this deck for quite some time. It's the Guardian Angels Message tarot deck by Radley Valentine. And so brand new deck, never used them before. I'm super excited to use it. Hello, Jolene. Welcome in, welcome in. So what we're going to do today, I'm feeling a little bit stuffy. I don't know if it's allergies or this energy shift with the solar flares and everything else, but the energy's triggering to say the least. So we're going to get, hello Zandra, we're going to get a tarot message for each of the zodiac signs with my new deck. And I know you have this deck, Zandra, and I was inspired to get it because I've loved this deck. Every time you've pulled cards from this deck, I just love it. So we're going to pull in with that deck, and then we're going to get a crystal stone deck message today. Hello, Jean. It's nice to see you this week. Hello, Nella. Look at everybody here. I love it. I love it. So we're going to see what crystals maybe we could work with these energies. We got some other pretty significant transits coming in on the weekend. Nothing really going on tomorrow, so I think we get a little bit of a breather for a day before we go into some more intense energies this weekend. So get grounded, stay centered, bring yourself back into the present moment, and let's get into these messages today, okay? So we'll start off with Aries, and as always, you can apply this to your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, even your North Node energies, whatever you feel called and drawn to listen to. You can apply all of the messages to any area of your birth chart, really, you can. So let's jump in and let's see what needs to come through for Aries. I just got to say these cards, you know, you get a deck and the cards just feel like, oh, they just feel like smooth, like butter. I love the feel, the texture, the thickness of these cards. They're just wonderful. So anyway, let's see what needs to come through for Aries. And I've got two out. Aries, we get the High Priestess, and we get the Seven of Pentacles. So I love it. I love this High Priestess card. Look at all the purple. That is my favorite color. So deep down inside, your intuition is already on point about something here, Aries, okay? There's wisdom coming through, and you're really going to need to be patient, okay? And I know Aries really isn't a patient sign, okay? It really isn't. And we do have Saturn going into Aries on May 24th. And so I've been doing a lot of reading up about that transit, and it's going to be pretty significant, but we got to keep in mind, Aries, it's going to be backtracking back into Pisces at that 29th degree. It's going to dip back. And so there's a cycle here really reaching completion, I feel, but there's going to be a need to backtrack and maybe clean something up. And so right now you got to have patience. Okay, what is it that you want to invest in, right? The Seven of Pentacles says investment, assessment, and patience. So trust that the seeds that you plant now will yield a lot of abundance and growth in the future, but we got to have patience, right? We don't plant a seed and then dig it up to see if it's growing. We have to wait for it to grow. We have to water it. We have to nurture it. We have to be patient, and we have to trust in our intuition that is guiding us forward. And so right now, I think you are receiving a lot of divine wisdom as you complete a cycle, and maybe you're at a crossroads. Maybe for the last 7 years, you've been really stuck and maybe even watering a dead tree. And now it's time to plant those seeds for the investment of what do you want to nurture and grow over the next 7 years as we go into this brand new Saturn cycle, because it's going into the first sign of the zodiac. And so this is actually pretty significant. So let's see what the crystal message is for you, and maybe what crystals you could work with, what crystal would be beneficial for you working with these energies over the next week or so. So we'll take this one, and we get garnet. So this is getting into your depth. That definitely aligns with this high priestess energy for you, Aries, okay? Garnets are deep pomegranate to fiery red stones that have lit wrists for centuries, okay? So garnets come in many forms. And garnets allow you to have this I got this attitude. So find your strength, find your I got this attitude. I think maybe it's time to journal. Maybe you're a writer that isn't writing. Maybe you're a painter who isn't painting. But I just feel it's really time to use your intuitive gifts to manifest abundance, okay? We all have a gift that came through really loud in one of the twin flame readings this week, that Queen of Pentacles energy. Your intuition, your gifts, your spiritual knowledge, that is your abundance, right? And so I do think it's time to make something. It's time to build something. It's time to use your gifts, your esoteric arts, to build and grow dollar bills, okay? And so if you feel like you're lost in the shadowy aspects of life or the mundane aspects of life, I do feel it's time to go into your depth to figure out how to use your gifts to manifest prosperity. And so I don't know, something about materialism. And I don't mean that in a negative sense, right? We live in a material world and we all have to survive in this material world. But maybe you've recently lost everything and now this is going to drive you forward to rebuild everything that maybe you've recently lost. And so that's the message coming through for Aries. So let's move on to Taurus. What do we got for my Taurus collective? We do have Uranus in a conjunction to the sun in Taurus this weekend. So this is actually a really positive energy for fixed signs. So really pay attention to fixed energy, especially later degree and like the last decan of Taurus energy, because huge potential to manifest windfalls this weekend. So keep that in mind. Go get yourself a lottery ticket. If you're not a gambler, I say go get that lottery ticket, because huge potential for windfalls this weekend. Unexpected shifts in finances. So Taurus, what do we got for my Taurus collective? The Emperor. I love it. I love it. More purple. Look at, he's got wings. He's ready to take off. And so it doesn't matter if you resonate as a divine feminine or a masculine. We all have an inner masculine. This is about taking charge. I'm getting chills going down both of my arms. It's really time to get organized. It's time to step into that leadership path. And it's time to really get structured, because something here, I want to say with the wings on the card, is about to take off, right? Start the car, start the car. Yeah. And so look at that. He's holding the world in his hand and a coin. So there is a golden opportunity to manifest, I want to say, a lot of abundance. Are you open to receiving this abundance, Taurus? I think it's time to receive. So foundations are definitely in focus. With the purple on the card, I think you've got a vision, and it's time to hold that vision, and it's time to ground in that vision, take those practical steps towards building that abundance. You can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket, so keep that in mind. We got 2 crystal cards out for you. Develop your foresight, so that definitely aligns with like the holding the vision card. And so be reasonable too. So I think you're going to say to yourself, oh my God, how did I not see that coming? Maybe you just need to root in the belief that you deserve to receive this abundance. So it does say on the card, I want to believe. So maybe you've been missing the signs, Taurus. Maybe you feel like you've got insurmountable problems and nothing's going to solve them. I don't know. But something's about to be blown off the lid here. I think the lid's about to be blown off of something here. And this is magnetize your motivation with Peridot. So yeah, I do think you're going to be a magnet for miracles this weekend with the Uranus Taurus conjunction. So stop brooding, stop dreading, release that mental energy about always having to get things done, because the Emperor gets things done. I think it's time to lean into learning how to receive, because the energies are intense, right? And so I think it's time to just maybe soak up the sun. I know here where I'm at, I think it's going to be sunny the next couple of days. I think it's supposed to cool off, but don't give chase to money. Get ready to receive that money. I just feel maybe you've been over applying yourself, and if not, then maybe it's time to apply yourself. But don't be afraid of success. Don't be afraid of abundance. This is your permission slip that it's time to enjoy the ride and to receive. Okay? Great message for Taurus. I'll take it. I'll claim it. Let's see what needs to come through for Gemini. What do we got for my Gemini collective? Oh, we're going to take that one. Transformation. No freaking way. We do have the Jupiter in Gemini square the North Node energy happening today. And if that isn't a tower, I don't know what is. Look at the card. I love it. We get the hourglass, so something here about divine timing. And the tower is actually standing tall. This actually a little bit reminds me of walking up the Tor in Glastonbury. It's something about just this part of it really reminds me of walking up the Tor. And it's a very sacred energy up there. And so somebody here is being guided. You see the angel guiding somebody here, and you see the hourglass. You see the butterfly. I'm going to say it kind of looks like a monarch butterfly. And so the tower comes in to break apart a false structure, right? To bring in that life change, to liberate you from a job that isn't working, or a relationship, or a belief, right? It can be many things. And our body is a tower. So maybe you're reevaluating your health because it's time, right? And we only have so much time on this physical plane, even though we're infinite beings. And so maybe it's time to really reprioritize your foundations and you know what is working and what isn't working for you. But I do feel there's going to be a sudden realization, and maybe there's going to be shock. 1212. I love it, Nella. I love it. Okay. What is the crystal card for Gemini? It's like you're being guided away from something, and maybe you've held on, like kept the torch burning for something for a long time. But divine timing is saying it's time. It's time to create this major life change. So the crystal card for Gemini, please. Oh, we got two. I knew it was opal. We got opal, one of my favorite stones. I actually haven't been wearing my opal ring because it's not been fitting very nice. As the weather warms up, my fingers swell and I can't get it off. Opals are well hydrated. So I want to say get hydrated. Drink some warm water, Gemini. All black. Maybe you need to wear black in order for some spiritual protection here. But I do feel this is like something needs to get moving. A relationship, a project, a career. The tower's coming in, I think, to break apart an energetic block. And maybe this is going to be an emotional tower to get you to feel all of your feels. I know the feelings have been intense, a lot transmitting through the energy recently for me. Very intense feelings. I'm a Venus in Gemini, and let me tell you, I'm feeling it. Copper, this is about energizing your whole world. And so I think you need a proverbial defibrillator here. Yeah, there could be like a major heart purge. There could be a shift when it comes to a belief, but you're clearing the channels, right? The tower clears the path for something more stable. So it might be time to pack up just an old idea of who you are, Gemini, and ship it out for good, because I think you're moving on renewed and you're moving on re-energized. And that's what I got for Gemini. Okay, what do we got for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. Look at that one come out with ease. Oh my God. Two of Cups. Was not ready for that. This is partnership, commitment, and reconciliation. So I just want to throw this out there. Reconciliation does not mean you have to get back together with an ex. Reconciliation can mean just reconciling the past differences, and it just can be an internal process. But there very well could be a new partnership here, a new commitment. Now, the Two of Cups, it doesn't always have to be romance. It can be friendship. It can be business. It can be a lot of things, right? Partnerships come in many forms. But it's going to be harmonious. It's going to be something that will be very healing for you. It does feel like unconditional love. Like I said, it doesn't have to be between lovers. It can be, but like there could be a choice coming up here too. Do you want a partnership? Do you want commitment? But I do feel this is coming after you reconcile a past ending. I don't feel like somebody from the past though, although it could be, it very well could be. So let's see what the crystal cards have to say. But I feel deep, deep love here. It's almost like cheers, you did it, right? Oh, look at that. Deepen your intuition, sodalite. One of my favorite stones. I actually got some right here on my desk in a jar. I like combined all kinds of little mini crystals in a jar. This could be a friend. This could be a friend that is serving as a mediator on your healing journey with Sodalite coming out. This could be a Virgo. Maybe it's a Virgo. It doesn't have to be, or maybe you have prominent Virgo. But I do feel this is somebody that helps you be like a non-thinker where you're not over analyzing Cancer, okay? And so I think you do have a big decision to make here, and it likely is going to be about a partnership. Maybe you're not 100% finished with something from the past, but you're like 99% finished. And once that completely clears, once you get your head around that last 1%, it's moving, you're moving forward. And so I don't know if you've been recently abandoned or felt abandoned, but I do feel you're reorienting your thinking pattern here, and you've got a partnership here that is teaching you how to surrender to your intuition. And so if you've had some issues coming up recently, they're going to get solved. And there's a connection here that I just want to say is really helping you deepen the love of self. And you do have a connection here where I do feel you're very tightly intertwined. This connection is really helping you release the overthinking, is what I'm feeling. So I'm curious to see what that is for you. Cancer sounds pretty exciting, sounds pretty good. Okay. Leo comes after Cancer, I believe. So what do we got for my Leo collective today? What do we got messages for Leo? We'll take this one, 10 of Earth. That's the pinnacle. That is the ultimate legacy, right? And I love it. So we get an older gentleman on the card. And it's almost like his family is behind him. And so you think of the legacy, it takes a long time to build a legacy. Leo, something about fall. You see the autumn leaves in the background. It says prosperity, security, and tradition. So maybe you have a grandfather figure or a father figure watching over you. We see the dog. I do think there's an energy of loyalty coming through. I do feel you're building something brick by brick. And so to build prosperity and security, it takes time, right? You got to be in it for the long haul. And so maybe something isn't going to come into complete fruition until the fall season. But I do feel right now you're gaining knowledge, and I do think you've got somebody here really watching over you. I don't know, even know if maybe it's a pet that's crossed over Leo, but I do feel there's a lot of reminiscing maybe about family patterns. And is that the legacy you want to continue to leave moving forward, or do you want to shift and change everything and bring forward a new type of legacy, right? There's abundance here, but I also want to say 10s are endings, 10s are completions, right? When we get to the 10 of Earth and the 10 of Pentacles, we get to the last card of the tarot. It's key 78. And so you might be coming into a clean slate in building something completely brand new, exactly how you want to build it as well. So what's the crystal message for Leo, please? Oh, geez. Well, take them because they all flipped out. Tibetan black quartz, pardon me, lighting up your spiritual path. I think things are becoming crystal clear. Things are going to be crystal clear, connected to your spiritual path. And I do think it's really time to harness your metaphysical capabilities, your occult, spiritual capabilities. Sagittarius energy is coming through. You're about to elevate your legacy is what this is feeling like, okay? And so I think you've really been chasing enlightenment, Leo. And it's maybe time to start pulling some tarot cards, some oracle cards, if you don't already do that. We get the smoky quartz. So we get two different types of quartz. Smoky quartz is a protection type of quartz. And so if you've been looking at life as the glass half empty, it's time to flip the script and look at it as the glass half full, right? Because I do think this is also a card of clarity. So it's almost like something's had a chain around your neck, and maybe it's a deeply ingrained pattern here. And it says family dinner table on the smoky quartz card. So maybe it is a deeply ingrained family pattern, and maybe you're finding it difficult to release that as you transcend your path. But I also feel you really are embarking on a deeper spiritual journey here. And so I think you're noticing the difference between the old patterns and what you've rewritten. And then we get Jasper. I like Jasper. And so Jasper is connected to air signs. So you probably have some air sign energy somewhere in your chart, but it actually says strengthening your foundation on the card. So it definitely is in alignment with the tarot message. And so I don't know if you'd rather be barefoot and pulling vibes from the earth than kind of doing the daily grind. You're ready to build something new, something different here. And so I think you might even be leaving behind a stressful type of work situation here. And I feel ascension, like a long flight, like an ascension energy. And so meditate, because something here is really helping you align to your core powers to really build a new sense of tradition. Okay. All right. That was beautiful, Leo. Okay. So, Virgo, is it Virgo? Yeah. Virgo. Virgo is up next. What do we got for Virgo? Sun, moon, rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. Messages for Virgo. Okay. Oh, we got two. Oh my God, Virgo. The Nine of Earth and the Ten of Water. Ten of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. I feel I'm talking to somebody that's a little bit like a hermit, okay? This is somebody very single and content in their independence and content in their single life. It's like you've got it all going for you, right? Look at that. We got that glowing pentacle. If I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 pentacles in the tree. So there's a seed that's been planted. You've been putting in the work, and now you're ready to receive probably some type of divine inheritance or abundance even. I just think you're sitting pretty. You've gained a lot of wisdom. You've gone through a lot of growth here with all the flowers. It's like you're waiting for that ultimate blessing. And it's here, the family, the love, the blessing, everything you could have ever asked for, that emotional contentment. So maybe you've been alone, flying solo for a long time, maybe for 8 years. I don't know. But this is the year where you're ready to receive all of the love and the abundance that the universe has to offer. So what is the crystal message for you? Meteorite. It's going to come in like a meteorite. You're not even going to see this coming. And so I do think you're really conducting a lot of spiritual energy right now. You're welcome, Nella. I just saw that. And so I think there could be an unexpected conversation or chat with a friend that could lead you to some type of romantic situation. I just feel it's really time to gaze towards what it is you want to manifest. And it's time to open up your hands to receive it. So keep aligning to that universal energy, because there is a connection here that is going to help you move forward to really create a very luxurious life. Here is what I feel for you, Virgo. Okay. Beautiful messages for Virgo. We're going to move on to Libra next. So what do we got for Libra? Messages for Libra, please. Okay, we'll take them. We'll take 3. Libra. Oh my gosh, Libra. Chariot. We get Cancer energy, so you could be dealing with the Cancer. We get the 9 of Water, the 9 of Cups. It's interesting. Look at, she's blowing on, my daughter calls them wish flowers. we were walking around the block a couple nights ago while she was scootering, and the dog was pretty much dragging me, trying to catch up to Savvy on the scooter around the block. And she picked up, I don't know, probably 30 of these dandelion wish flowers along the way, and she kept making wishes, and she wouldn't tell me what the wish was because she didn't want to jinx the wish. So I thought that was cool. So go grab a wish flower and make a wish. Okay, Libra. And trust that your wishes and your dreams and your happiness is just around the corner. And then we get the 6 of Cups. And she's holding a feather. So I feel a lot of reminiscing. There could be a lot of looking back on past memories. There could be nostalgia with a past connection, or maybe just on your childhood. I think looking back at the fonder memories, no longer looking back at the negative cycles or the repeated patterns, because sometimes the 6 of Cups can mean a repeated pattern from childhood. But there's victory here. There's recognition here. I do feel you've made a wish and it's about to come true. And it might not come all the way into fruition until about Cancer season this summer. But you got to trust everything that's clearing right now is preparing you for everything that you have asked for. So the feather, look for white feathers as signs from the universe. Really pay attention if you go for a walk, if you're going around the block. Like I said, pick up that wish flower, make that wish, and look for those signs in the form of white feathers, okay? Because I do think you found your willpower and your determination to integrate the lessons here. So what is the crystal messages for you? I guess we'll get to power up your vitals. We get bloodstone and chrysoprase. And so growing from your heart. This is really beautiful. And so I think you are constantly overworking yourself. And if you're a little bit drained, take a step back because you're not meant to be a workaholic. Something about Capricorn energy. So look to where you have Capricorn in your chart, Libra. With the bloodstone, I always feel the blood of Christ energy. So I do think you're on a Christ conscious journey, probably on a twin flame journey. And I do feel you've got some pretty important spiritual work to do here. And I do think this might entail some type of reconciliation with a counterpart with the Six of Cups. And so I don't know if at times the journey makes you feel completely, totally blood dry from the psychological work that you've been doing. But I do feel you've really been feeling yourself recently, and get that extra sleep, get that exercise, nourish your body, and face the day with your chin held high, okay? Because you are about to power up and level up. So I also feel too, the more you tap into this youthful Six of Cups energy, the more you are able to tap into that fountain of youth. It's oftentimes said that as we transcend on the journey, we start to age backwards, right? Because we integrate the light body and we heal that inner child. And so maybe it is time to forgive the person who hurt you the most. And maybe that's what needs to kind of happen, whether it's your parents or an ex-lover, and most of all, forgiving yourself, okay, Libra? You're never supposed to be a doormat, but I do think you've evolved beyond these old cycles. I'm glad that it's resonating with you, Sandra. So don't give up on love. That's a big message. Don't give up on love because the universe is giving you the green light on a relationship here, okay? All right, what comes after Libra? Give me a second. Libra, is it Scorpio? I think it's Scorpio. Okay, what comes after Libra? Yeah, it's definitely Scorpio. All right, what do we got for Scorpio? Scorpio, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. The 10 of Fire. There is a burden here, and I do believe this burden was probably put down under the Scorpio full moon and the Six of Pentacles. The burden of balance is what I heard. I don't know if you're overworked, if you're overstressed, if there's an imbalance, right? The 10 of Fire says imbalance. The 6 of Earth is saying balance. You need to bring that balance into your life. And it does say windfall on the card. And I do feel the fixed signs have huge potential to manifest that windfall, whether it's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node energies. But you have to bring your life into balance. You can't be a workaholic and slave away and manifest that abundance, right? Because you're kind of manifesting out of a sense of lack. If you're working all the time, you're not in the energy of receiving. You're giving, right? And so we're shifting as we go into New Earth, and we're not going to be exchanging our hours for dollars, right? Things are moving. We're doing things a little bit differently now. And so I kind of feel like there's a mother here overworked, and boy, oh boy, did I go into that release of the burden of feeling overworked, right? Always having to cook, to clean, to worry about everything. So now it's time to learn how to receive, right? And so the good energy you put out there, the generosity that you give to others always does come back to you when you are ready to receive it. But something here needs to be put down. Okay, so what is the crystal message for Scorpio? Kyanite. I love it. I've got quite a few pieces of kyanite, and I just love it. And so kyanite is the perfect stone for those who are perpetually restless. And so that's kind of where I feel like you're at. You're working, and it's like you're slaving away for pennies here. That's a penny, okay? And so I do feel it's time to bring it to the altar and to give it to God, Scorpio. So if you find yourself drowning in being overworked or stressed or even mentally drowning at times, right? Take a step back. Our thoughts sometimes are just thoughts and they're not really our reality, right? So take a look around you, bring yourself back into the present moment and ask yourself, what is my reality? If you're anxious and you're trying to always manifest out of stress and anxiety, it'll get you down. And so there's a realignment here happening for you, Scorpio, and really deep in that perspective, where do you need to bring something back into balance? Because it's great to give and to be charitable, but are you giving to your detriment? Because if you're giving and it's depleting you, then start filling your own cup again, because you should only be giving out of that overflow. Okay, Scorpio? All right. Sagittarius is up next. I remembered this time. Okay, what do we got for my Sagittarius collective? Messages for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. I'm not taking 6 cards. I'm not taking 6. 6 fell out. But what do we got for Sag? I'll take this one. 3 of Cups. The card says celebration, community, and friendship. We see 3 women there giving a cheers. And so maybe it's time to embark upon a collaboration within the spiritual community. You probably got a couple of close friends here that you might want to think about a new endeavor. But I want to say, if you are struggling in these energies with Jupiter and Gemini, at some point it's going to oppose, right? We've got the opposition. Actually, pretty sure the moon is in Sagittarius today, and the Jupiter energy is opposite the moon in Sag. So lean on your friends. Lean on your friends if things are heavy, right? On the friends that kind of know what you're going through, trustworthy people, right? People that are on the transformational journey with you. Lean into those friends. But I want to say there's cause for celebration here. Almost like you did it. You've gone through this emotional growth, and now it's time to celebrate. Now it's time to go out and have some fun and to call in those soulful friendships, okay? So what is the crystal card? Oh, look at that. We got 2 kind of flipped right out. I love it. Herkimer Diamond. I love Herkimer Diamond. I have a couple of pieces. I actually had my mom's friend that goes to Arizona every summer brought me a beautiful piece of Herkimer Diamond from Phoenix, Arizona a couple of summers ago. And so Herkimer Diamond brings that clarity, right? Earning that diamond energy, right? And so it's similar to a diamond, not quite a diamond, but I think you've probably gone through a lot of grit, and now it's time to step into the energy of grace. So I don't know if it's time to maybe look into getting your Reiki masters, or really embarking upon fully traveling on the spiritual path with other highly sensitive, empathic people that just get you. But this is about only calling in people into your space that you know will honor it as sacred, okay? I think things are becoming clearer than ever before. So if you've been digging into spirituality or therapy or doing that healing work, this is saying, yes, it's time for you to really celebrate. And then we get carnelian, go with your gut. So don't underestimate your gut, okay? If you're hanging out with people and they make you feel insecure, those are not your people. If you leave a situation after maybe celebrating with a couple of friends and you go into all of those fearful thoughts of like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. What did I say that for? That's you learning to take off your mask and be authentic. And then you go into those fear cycles too at times. But I do feel it's really time to release the fear of really being authentic in your friendships, right? Because the right people will always gravitate towards you, Sagittarius, and those that aren't meant for you, they're going to fall away. So get confident about building new friendships is what I want to say. Okay, Sagittarius? All right, Capricorn is up next. What do we got for Cappies? Oh, I'll take it. Knight of Earth. I love it because it is an earth energy. It is also connected to Virgo. And so it's like you're holding on tight to something here. You're holding on to that pentacle really, really tight and plant the seed. plant it. Let the pentacle grow, right? The Knight of Earth, the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady wins the race, right? And with this energy of Saturn going into Aries, we're going to feel this drive to plant those seeds and run with it and just go, 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 go. But we got to still slow down because we want something that will last the long haul, right? And with all of the yellow, I feel solar plexus energy. It does look like fall in the background. The season of fall. And so set those intentions now, right? I think of summer when I see the yellow energy. Get organized, get responsible, put in the work that's going to support what it is that you want to build. And in 6 months from now in the fall, because we're still in spring, we're not quite in summer, there's going to be something really starting to grow for you. So put in the hard work. Things don't grow overnight, okay? Capricorn, and you know all about that because you're ruled by Saturn, which is all about that hard work, right? So I think you're coming into some new ideas. Actually, yeah, on her hat, if you can see, there's like a horse. It's like you're coming into these new ideas. It's like you want to run with it. You want to run with it, but you got to slow it down so it's long lasting, okay? All right, the crystal card, ascending on your rightful throne. I love it. Lapis lazuli, or maybe that was lapis. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We got lapis lazuli. Okay, anyway, cat people, it's got Leo energy, so you probably got some Leo somewhere in your chart. I think in a past life, you were probably maybe a Leo. I don't know if you're a cat lady or not. I know I'm a cat lady. It does talk about the Old Testament. It talks about ancient Egypt and the golden age of Aquarius, and so it's time to let the world know who you are. It's time to ascend on your rightful throne and trust that the work that you put in now is really going to allow you to build that legacy, to build that castle here on earth, right? That legacy. And so whatever you put your mind to now, you've got massive potential to grow. And so I think you've got this energy, Capricorn. When you walk in a room, you can draw people towards you. Maybe it's time to organize something bigger, like a nonprofit or something, or something like a business venture. But I do think you're going to have the support that you need to do that as well, Capricorn, okay? And I think people are going to really look up to you. So let's move on to Aquarius next. What do we got for Aquarius, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. And I'll take this one. Aquarius, I can't even. The Four of Fire. The Four of Wands. This is a card of stability, contentment, celebration. This is my twin flame union card, and it looks like we got a couple break dancers here. So I don't know if you're on a break. Maybe you're on a break. But I do feel there's a possibility for building a solid foundation, right? And union always does come from within first. I just feel a very upbeat energy here. And I do think get ready to celebrate, right? As you solidify your inner foundation and your inner union, it prepares you for that solid foundation and union with another. So I think contentment, celebration, prosperity is just around the corner for you. So really work on that inner foundation, Aquarius, okay? I don't know if there's been like a 4-year separation or a 4-year break, but the crystal card for Aquarius is rhodonite, and this is all about going with your heart. So I don't know if you're dealing with a Sagittarius. So rhodonite gets its name from the Greek word rosy. I want to say everything's going to come up roses. Are those like peach colored roses on the card is what it looks like. Or maybe they're carnations, but maybe they're carnations. But I think everything's going to come up rosy. Don't be sitting and wasting your potential here. Okay, Aquarius, I do feel you could be dealing with somebody that absolutely hates their job. And maybe it's you, but I think somebody here in this connection, because I feel there's 2 people coming through, is like begging the universe, tell me what to do, because I think somebody here might be feeling very stuck and they don't know what they should be doing with their life. But I do feel it's time to drop the people-pleasing facade and to really start doing what lights you up. Because at first glance, I thought these were lights, like at first glance. And as I look closer, they're balls with wings. And so I kind of just feel something here is rapidly spinning you into a new direction. And it might not feel real at first, but I think the energies are moving you to a very beautiful place of stability, okay? And it's probably due to Pluto retrograde. I don't know about the rest of you, but this Pluto retrograde has really got me up in the head with thoughts and patterns and the same things that keep looping back around. So I don't know how the rest of you are dealing with that, but it for sure is really getting me deep into the subconscious, probably because it's in my 12th house. But let's see what needs to come through for Pisces. Pisces, you are last, but certainly not least. And with the North Node in Pisces, I think this is probably going to be a big message for everybody, and it certainly is. The Eight of Earth, the Eight of Pentacles. This is about a higher education. This is about mastering your craft, building something solid, staying focused, paying attention to the details. It's great to be up there in that Piscean energy of the dream and what it is we want to create. But as Saturn shifts from Pisces to Aries, this is about the action we take to manifest the dream. Oh, thank you, Tanya. I always enjoy doing these messages. I'm bubbly today because I baked all morning. I did all kinds of food prep, and I'm always in my element when I like prep all the food for the weekend to go camping. Like I peeled carrots and cucumbers and got all the fruit ready that I had. I got to go get groceries after. But yeah, I'm always so happy when I do like food prep for my family. That always brings me joy. But yeah, I think Pisces, it's really time to build something solid here, right? It's time to take that dream where we've been with the Neptune in Pisces, the Saturn in Pisces, and now we're taking that action, right? We're ready to build that dream and manifest that dream. So what's the closing message for Pisces today with the crystal cards? We'll take it. And it's rose quartz. Build it from the heart. I love it. Take care of your heart. Build it from the heart. Anything that makes you just feel so good, do more of that, right? Release the overly self-critical energies. I'm good at that. You are a spiritual being, Pisces. You are here for that oneness, for that deep love. You are a master of the healing arts, Pisces. You have seen and done it all. And with the North Node in Pisces, the South Node in Virgo, this is becoming the grounded mystic healer. So get grounded. If you want spaces that feel safe and sacred, then make your spaces safe and sacred, right? Build things with your hands, right? You're here to be a creator and build it with the utmost loving kindness, right? Because I don't know if you feel like you always have to be the one to have it figured out. You don't, Pisces. You don't always have to be the one to heal people, right? Because it can be exhausting being that healer. You don't always have to work so hard, Pisces. You don't always have to hold it together for everybody else. Work with rose quartz. Be soft, be sweet, and be open, okay? That is what I've got for you, Pisces. That's what I got for the messages this week. I'm going to be posting a weekend energy check-in on Saturday. I'm going to get that recorded either later today or tomorrow morning before I leave for the weekend. And then I'll be back hopefully on Monday. It is a long weekend, so I'm not going to make any promises, but I will see you all next week. Have a great long weekend for all of you that are in Canada and enjoying the long weekend. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thanks everybody for showing up today. Have a great weekend.